Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the books that I read in March. So the first book that I read in March was My Professor by Shanora Williams. Sorry if I said that wrong. So this book I rated 3 stars. It was enjoyable and I did read it quite quickly, but I felt like there was a few things missing, some things I would have liked, some things that didn't make sense or found like a bit strange, to say the least. So yeah, it was okay. It was an okay read. Okay, next book I read was There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. So this book I rated 3 stars. It was okay. It was different from what I normally read, and I feel like that might have been the problem. I mean, some bits were interesting, but then some things were kind of like, whoa, like what am I reading kind of thing. Yeah, I don't feel like this is my thing. I don't know. Like, it's one of those stories that you can't really form an opinion on. All I'm gonna say, it wasn't my favourite. There's some things that was interesting, but then there's some things that was like, this is so unrealistic or so like strange to me. I don't know what it is, and I read some kind of like, I read some dark stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but this was just, it's just wild. Okay, but did I read it in one sitting? Yes, I did. Okay, but I don't feel like I could have got through this if I didn't have an audiobook to help me. So I'm going to thank the audiobook. But then after that, I did read There Is No Devil, and I rated it 2.5 stars. Again, it was so strange. I don't know how to explain it. It was dark. But did I also read it in one sitting? Yes, I read them back to back, obviously. And I did read them all in one night. Like, I stayed up for these books. But I didn't enjoy them. I don't know, it's one of those things that was like addicting. You want to know what happens next, but you're not enjoying it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you guys have that kind of feeling with books where you just want to know what happens, but you're really not enjoying it. But yeah, I had been meaning to read these for so long. I think I bought them sometime either last year or 2021. I mean, the years go by so fast, I don't even know anymore. But I do love these covers, so I suppose that is a positive thing. After that, I read Always Being You by QB Tyler. This book I rated 4 stars. It was so good. I read the little like teaser in Twisted Christmas a couple years back. Or was it like a year ago? It was a while ago. And I really enjoyed that story, and then it kind of ended on a cliffhanger because obviously it's a teaser. So I wanted to read the full book, and I finally got around to it, and I really enjoyed it. I read it in one sitting. Like, I think it took me like 2.5 hours to read. That's pretty good. And it is a short book, so, you know, I just loved it. It was really fast paced. I mean, it is very taboo, so if you're not into taboo things, this might not be the book for you, but because I don't mind taboo things, like, it's kind of my thing, you know. I really enjoyed it. Next, after that, I reread the After graphic novel, and I still kept this 5 stars. If you don't know, I filmed a video where I reread my 5-star reads, so this is one of them. Then I reread the Heartstopper series as well for that video. I'm kind of just going through that video now, so I'm not going to really say my thoughts because I gave all my thoughts. Then I reread Torn by Karen Cole. I kept this at 5 stars as well, really enjoyed it. I read it in one sitting, which is crazy considering it's quite a thick book, but I don't know what it is, I just love it. Then I reread Unconditional by QB Tyler, 5 stars still. We all know my thoughts about this because I talk about it a lot, and talking about books a lot. I also reread Him by Ellen Ash, also 5 stars still. Absolutely love this. Like, Unconditional in this book is like my favourite books ever. Then I reread Love Unexpected by QB Tyler. This I actually lowered to 4.5 or 4.75 stars. I'm not quite sure what I want to lower it to yet. I did enjoy it, but I was able to put it down the first time I wasn't, and also I felt like there was still a few things that were strange, but I could go deeper into that in that vlog. Then I reread Bad Teacher by Clarissa Wilde, and I put this down to a 3 stars. I still enjoyed it. Definitely not a 5 star. Like, things were rushed. It was weird at times. Like, I don't know. I go into more depth about it in that vlog, like I say, but it just wasn't my thing. So the next books I read after that is If He Had Been With Me. Now, I'm starting a vlog that I don't know when you'll see it because I am doing it quite slowly, but I started a vlog and this is what I'm read that for, and so sad. Like, that ending destroyed me. But I did rate it 4 stars. It wasn't quite a 5 because the main female character annoyed me quite a lot, and I felt like, I know she's young, but I felt like she was quite immature for her age. I don't know if it's like if that's just me, but personally for me that's what it was. But otherwise it was 4 star. Plus it made me cry, and like even though it's a good thing, it made me feel emotion. It just destroyed me. Like I knew it was gonna be sad. I knew what I was going into. I just didn't think it would, like, you know, actually make me cry. Like, that's crazy. Then I read the Unrequired. This was also for another video that I did, and I rated it 4 stars. It was actually really enjoyable, and I didn't think it would be, to be honest. I didn't think it would be my thing, but like, because obviously it's teacher student, but I thought that I knew it was done in a different way to what I normally read. But I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would, and I did read it in one sitting, I believe, or was it one day? I read it quite fast either way. Then I read Bittersweet Surrender and Bittersweet Addiction by QB Tyler, and I rated both of these 4 stars. Now that shocked me because this is like kind of like a love triangle, but also like cheating to get with the other person, but she was married and everything. That isn't a spoiler, you know that. But like, I didn't think I would enjoy it because of that, but then one day I was like, no, I'm just gonna pick it up. And kind of like There Is No Saints and There Is No Devils, in one night I read them both and loved them both, which is crazy. I just felt like it was done so well to the point where you didn't really think much of like a love triangle. There wasn't really a love triangle. She wasn't really choosing between, but you saw how like the real person was like that she was married to, and what he did to her was just crazy. And you know, but it was, anyway, off topic. It was done really well. Really enjoyed it. Then I read Never Lie by Freida McFadden. This I gave 4.5 stars. It was so good. The twist at the end as well, like, you was on the edge of your seat the whole time, and that is what I love about thrillers or mysteries, because it's kind of like both. But this was just so enjoyable and I loved it. It's about this married couple, and they go and see this house, but then they get snowed in, and so they have to stay at this house that they don't know anything about. And then she finds these tapes from the original owner, who was a therapist, and so she listens to them and everything. And like, it was crazy because the whole time what I thought was gonna be the twist, or what I thought was gonna happen, because the writer made it seem like this one person, and then it completely changed everything, and I was like, oh my god, that is crazy. But really loved it. Highly recommend. Then I read The Maddest Obsession. So I actually started this quite a few months ago, never finished it. I rated 2.5 stars. I was quite bored throughout most of it. The only reason why I gave it 2.5 stars was because the ending was quite good, or like after I think it was 200-page mark, it was getting good, it was getting better, but otherwise I was quite bored and I just wanted to keep putting it down. The next one I read, this was for another video as well, was The Kissing Booth. This I rated 2.5 stars as well. I was bored with this and I just didn't want to pick it up, and I put it down quite a few times. Now the problem with this was, I don't know if it's because I know the movie so well, but it was quite different. Like, there's no rules, for example, in the book, like in the movie. I don't know if it's just because I had the memory of the movie in my head or what, but I was just bored. Like, I knew it was going to happen. And I feel like that might have been my fault for watching the movie before reading the books, but I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. Then I read 1% of You, and I rated this 4.5 stars. This was so good. And I read it like in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. It's very like attention grabbing. The way the main male character like was with the kids, especially like the daughter, was so funny at times. I don't know, I just loved it, and I highly recommend this one as well if you are looking for a romance. Then I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, finally, and this I rated 4 stars. I read it quite fast, believe it or not. It was so enjoyable. It was definitely one of my first proper fantasy books, which I'm glad it got me into like my fantasy era that I'm currently in. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm currently doing a reading vlog for this as well, so more details will be in there. I don't know when it'll be out, but I am doing it. I have started it. Then I read Twisted Emotions, which I rated 4.5 stars. This story turned out to be amazing. So I read it for one of my videos. Well, I started it, I got to chapter 4, and then because I wasn't in a mafia romance mood and I was kind of in a reading slump at that point, I put it down because I had a feeling I'd like it because I've read books in like the previous series and this series before, and I really enjoyed them. And I was like, I know I'm gonna enjoy this, but I feel like I'm not enjoying it at the moment. And then one night I just randomly picked it up again because I just wanted a book, and I just randomly picked it up and read it all in one sitting. It was crazy, but it was so fun. I loved it. Then I read His and Hers by Alice Feeney. This was my first Alice Feeney book. I rated it 3 stars. It was good and it was interesting and I was intrigued. But I feel like I have read better thrillers, like Never Lie. Comparing to that, I'll always choose Never Lie. So yeah, I will read more Alice Feeney books. One of my book club books for this month, which I don't know if I'll have time to read, sorry, for March, I don't think I'll have time to read, is Rock Paper Scissors. So I'm gonna read that, see how I feel. But I have heard good things about Alice Feeney's books. Maybe I just picked up the wrong one. And then lastly, I read The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So this is also going to be in a reading vlog as well, but I don't know when it'll be out. But I have started it as well, and I also love this. I rated it 4 stars. It's very interesting. I read it quite quickly. And if you don't know, I'm gonna explain it again. But if you don't know, I did pick this up. I think it was 2021, around this time of year, and I was reading it from now until September, like slowly, and I got to page 100, and I don't know, I just wasn't with it. I don't think it was the right time, and so I decided to temporary DNF, and then I came back to it, and I'm glad that I did because it turns out to be amazing. And then I just want to let you guys know that I am currently reading some books as well. It's currently the 30th, so this will be going up hopefully tomorrow, or like today as you're seeing this. But yeah, so I am currently reading some books. I'm currently reading 5, I think. I don't know if I will finish any. I'm going to try my best. But if I do finish any, and then I will put it in the description or the comments so that you know, because I like to let you guys know what I've read. But yeah, so those are all the books that I read in March. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do please like and subscribe if you want. It's very much to my next video. Bye.